Let's simplify the best Town Hall 12 dragon attack, the Zap Dragons, and how you can earn 3 stars every time. What's going on, my friends? My name's Corrupt. Let's go through the Zap Dragons at Town Hall 12. Now, the main thing if you plan on using this attack strategy is you want to look at air defense placement. And this base is no exception. The main thing that you want to look at is if you see air defenses by Inferno towers like these two, you can take them down very quickly. At that point, once you use the 8 lightning and 2 earthquake, you have to worry about no air defenses. So as an attacker, take advantage of something like that. This can provide a ton of support even without the defender really noticing. They may think it's a good defense, but it really isn't. So outside of air defense placement, all you're going to do is you're going to use maybe a couple dragons to create one side of the funnel and your heroes to create the other. That way you're able to work your way into the base and also moving in for the town hall with the use of a battle blimp. Now, if you're going in away from the town hall, the battle blimp is a better choice. However, you can also use the stone slammer in case you're going in for the town hall or you have an easy lane into the center of the base where the town hall is. That is something that you will want to consider. So to start off, you're going to use the 8 earthquake spells, and you want to start this by mainly using 2 lightning on one air defense, 2 lightning on the other, right in between the infernos, and then 1 earthquake spell. That's really all you need to get rid of all of them. So that way you're able to get through the other side the exact same way. Maybe you can use an earthquake first, a couple lightning, and that way you're able to get through a couple of those other structures. And you can start to establish your funnel. This is probably the simplest way that I can put it. Being able to make sure that you're creating the funnel on 2 different sides makes it a whole lot easier for the rest of your attack. Now remember, the main thing that you do need to be very cautious of is always air sweepers. So in this case, the air sweepers are not going to be in the direction where your dragons are going into. So take advantage of that. So the main thing that you want to do is use your heroes to set one side of the funnel, possibly get in for the Eagle Artillery, and that could provide a lot of support for your entire attack. So as the heroes start to move through, you're mainly going in for the enemy CC with your heroes, and possibly you can use their dragons to take care of it. But in this case, you don't have a poison, so you may want to just use your heroes to get through it, or even use your dragons. But the main thing is to create the funnel on the other side with the dragons and a couple balloons, so you can send the rest of them into the base. That is really where the power is going to be coming in from. So being able to control everything, and you've got an easy lane for everything to work themselves in. That's how you want to consider it. So try to save that rage spell for either the core of the base or even for the battle blimp. So you're able to start working yourself across the base with the use of that battle blimp with the Warren ability early, so it can get over to that in time. And you've got the use of sneaky goblins and also the use of the balloons and dragon in order to start working your way across. If you're dealing with something like a single inferno, you can always bring in the use of the free spells. This will stop it in its tracks, and you'll be able to use that also versus other structures like the Grand Warden Altar and the Expos. So you want to consider those things, but overall, this can absolutely make you a better attacker with the use of the battle blimp and also with the Zap Dragons. Now this was a very situational style of base, but of course, like with anything, you can adjust this entire attack so you can use the Stone Slammer and you can even hit an anti-2-star base. Now, in common ring bases such as this, you can absolutely take advantage of it by using the lightning spells to get through different elements of the base. This actually provides a ton of value and support because you're actually creating a funnel with the lightning spells. Now, on a base like this, you've got a lot of chain. So using an Electro Dragon on one side to create the funnel is a very big option that you have. Now you've also got the use of your heroes and you've got the use of regular wall breakers. So you can use them to start working your way through. And of course, you don't need to have a max Grand Warden to do this. You can have a level 25, even a level 32 Grand Warden to move your way through. So that is something to keep in mind. But the main thing is to start off with the use of the lightning. You're going to use them at 3 different spots using 3 different ZapQuakes, 2 lightning and 1 earthquake. That way what you're able to do is create the funnel on multiple sides in order to make it easier. So you'll see that it's going to happen pretty much all at the same time using 1 earthquake and 2 other earthquakes on the other sides, pretty much getting rid of larger areas of the base while still getting rid of air defenses. Now, where you decide on using your Sui hero depends on where and how much value you're able to get. So in this case, the heroes are able to get rid of the final air defense and the Eagle artillery. So you want to really think about those things and how much you are getting from the base. So while you're able to establish a funnel here, you also want to establish the other side of the funnel with something like an Electro Dragon and Baby Dragon in order to make it a lot easier for your attack, so you can send in your dragons this direction. This is where the Stone Slammer comes into play big time, because you want to make sure that you get into the core of the base, so using the Stone Slammer is a great option. You don't even need to use the Battle Blimp because it's not hard to funnel. So being able to make sure that you're able to work your way into the base, and you've got the use of rage spells for your dragons and balloons. You may want to use the Grand Warren ability early in order to make sure that you are protecting as many of the balloons as possible as you start to work your way through, or you can even hold it until later on in the attack. As you can see from here, still having the Stone Slammer at or mostly at full health, being able to still move your way across and getting closer to half health, you can still work your way through. Even if there is a single Inferno, you do still have a lot of dragons, you have balloons, and maybe even a dragon from the Stone Slammer, or even a Dragon Rider in order to help move through. So a single Inferno, while it can be a big nuisance to deal with, you'll still have dragons, you may have balloons, max balloons from the CC, so you're able to work your way throughout the rest of the base. Of course, a well-placed single Inferno is going to make a whole bunch of a problem, but you will still be able to get through. And even though this person did not have all of his defenses maxed, including that 3rd Inferno tower, it still makes a big difference in terms of understanding how you can smash through and take on different styles of bases, like the Anti-2. Sometimes you don't even need to bring a rage spell, you can bring a heal spell to this army that can provide a lot more support. Now, even though this isn't a max base, a lot of the same rules apply. You mainly want to look at all the air defense placement. So in this case, getting rid of 1 air defense since it's by an Inferno, using the other ZapQuakes to get rid of these, and also there is 1 towards the bottommost of the base, which you can get rid of with your heroes. Now to start off the attack, you are going to be using the Electro Dragon, and you're going to use that to create 1 side of the funnel. Your heroes are going to be there to create the other, so you have an easy lane moving this direction into the base. That's how you want to envision this attack strategy as you move through. So starting with the Electro Dragon, making sure that you're able to create the funnel where the Eagle artillery is. The Eagle is always a heavy threat, so try to prioritize it as much as you can. But being able to make sure that you're using that and also using the lightning spells allows you to sort of create a funnel while still getting rid of some other structures. Using the lightning spells in order to make it a little bit easier for you to move through the base without having to really worry about those air defenses. Overall, you mainly want to let your Edrag do its own thing, and of course, the base isn't maxed, so the Edrag is getting absolutely a ton of value, but you want to make sure that you're able to use your heroes to create 1 side of the funnel, making it easier, so you can send in your dragons into the base. You've got the use of the Battle Blimp, and the main thing that you may notice differently is that heal spell. Why is that heal chosen over the rage spell? Mostly because you will want to use that as you start to move into the core, but you don't always need to bring in the use of a rage spell. Bringing in the use of a heal is just as good as bringing in a rage spell. It may not be the same thing, but in case your attack really doesn't need a rage, this is the best case scenario of that. And being able to use the Battle Blimp to get over to the Town Hall, getting rid of that and making it a whole lot easier as you start to work yourself across. Even going through a multi, having balloons there, and being able to use the heal to protect them is incredibly important. So you have all of those options, but overall, you can easily smash bases with this. This one was a bit more of a spammier version of the previous ones, using no wall breakers, no other troops other than air. balloons, dragons, and Edrags. So you have a lot of different options, and in case you have the Electro Dragon still up, you can get a lot of really nice value if you plan on using this army. Of course, it was an easy attack because the base wasn't maxed, but you won't always see max bases, and you could smash bases quite easily with this. Now, if you're able to get everything to start moving through the base, so if you have an example where you're able to move through the core right in the middle after getting rid of something like 2 Inferno Towers, that can provide a lot of support for you. And you've got the Battle Blimp to go all the way from the opposite side, get rid of maybe a couple air defenses around there, and also to get rid of the Town Hall, making it so much easier for the rest of your attack. That's how you really want to envision this. So using the Earth or the Lightning and Earthquake spells to mainly get through the air defenses. So being able to get through 2 different air defenses and also getting through the Inferno Towers can actually provide a lot of support for you. Sometimes you can use an Earthquake spell and then use the Lightning, but you have those options. And then overall, you just want to start creating the funnel. This is where 2 Electro Dragons can actually be a fantastic option. So if you want to use 2 Edrags, you can do so. Maybe use your queen on one side and your king on the other, while sending all of your dragons and balloons straight through. That's how you want to envision it. So this is another great variation that you can try out, as it works very similarly to everything I've showed you in this video. But overall, making sure that you are able to use the rage spell in the core of the base, not for the Town Hall, and you're able to move yourself across. You can save the Grand Warden ability for the Battle Blimp. And in this case, you don't really need to worry about sweepers all too much. And being able to hold on to that Warden ability, even if you're going into a tornado trap, that will allow you to get this Blimp to go all the way from the opposite side over to where the Town Hall is. And in this case, this is another teaser base. So taking advantage of these styles of bases is incredibly important. So getting through the Town Hall with sneaky goblins can provide a lot of support while you close into the rest of it with the use of the dragons and balloons, maybe even electro dragons if you still have them up. But this is a fantastic way that you guys can get triples very consistently. And even though the bases that I showed you in the last 2 were not necessarily max level bases, this does still give you a bit of an idea of how you can use this against other type of bases to make it a whole lot easier on yourself, so you can always consistently get the triple in case you're a fan of air or you want to try a consistent air attack. What do you think about the Zap Dragons? Is it the most consistent Town Hall 12 air attack that you can use for 3 stars? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to also go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell if you want to become a better attacker that'll earn 3 stars, and make sure, guys, to use code CORRUPT in the Clash of Clans shop or any Supercell game, and I'll catch you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.